Thrissur Pooram festival, which is arguably the most popular and biggest temple festival in Kerala, was disrupted and pushed into chaos by Kerala police a couple of days ago. Everybody agrees that it was the deplorable and idiotic acts of Kerala police that created havoc at the Puram venue. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan puts the entire blame on Thrissur City Police Commissioner Ankit Ashok and Assistant Commissioner Sudarshan, who managed the venue. He even requested the Election Commission to transfer those two officials. Now, the, the opposition parties, the organizers, and Hindu groups are not willing to swallow the arguments of or logic of Chief Minister hook, line, and sinker. They say that no official would indulge in such thoughtless acts without the directive or consent of political bosses. Now, Puram, it is of course a religious and spiritual festival, but it has become the identity of entire Thrissur. It is not just people from Thrissur who arrive at the venue to witness Puram. People from entire Kerala, outside Kerala, and even tourists from foreign countries arrive in Thrissur to witness Thrissur Pooram. There are a few main features of Thrissur Pooram which attract public to the venue. They include the ceremonial or ritualistic procession on elephants carrying the deity. Then there is an elephant parade where umbrellas displaying pictures or beautiful pictures which have current relevance will be raised. Then there will be a local orchestra which includes local drums like chenda and other wind instruments. That will be there. That is called Ilanjithara Melam. Then there will be, as a finale, there will be a firework, and which marks the end of Puram, and thousands, not tens of thousands of people from all over Kerala will be there to watch the spectrum. All those features were damaged and destroyed, and even the fireworks was held only for namesake in the daytime. So the police actually took the sheen away from Thrissur Pooram, and a night of celebrations and devotion turned out to be a nightmare for lakhs of people who arrived at the venue. Now, every crime has got a motive. What was the motive behind the criminal act indulged by certain police officials? Let's analyze on the basis of facts available on public domain, including grievances raised by organizers, Hindu groups, then reports and the reports of media also. Welcome to Insights. This is Hari Kumar. As I said, all the main features of Thrissur Pooram were damaged or affected by the high-handedness and mismanagement of the police. The police didn't have any power to intervene in the rituals, so they should not have actually disrupted the procession, ritualistic procession carrying idol. That procession could not go to the destined or the designated place where it was to conclude. Then the police actually blocked many of the ways to the venue where fireworks as well as the orchestra performance was held. And people were actually heartbroken. They came to witness the magnificent Thrissur Pooram and they went away heartbroken. The police is lucky that a riot didn't break out at the venue. Had it happened at any place in South Kerala, definitely it would have resulted in violent clashes, and the situation would have been out of control even for days. That had happened. Now, it's not simply the police commissioner or assistant commissioner who is responsible for the chaotic situation, for creating chaos, because The state revenue minister K. Rajan, then the district collector, then even the North Zone IG, Inspector General of Police, even some reports say Additional Director General of Police Mr. Ajit Kumar, they were all at the venue. They were all supposed to intervene. Nobody will believe that they were kept in dark about what was happening. At least why didn't they inquire? There are many pertinent questions, relevant questions. So the argument that the chaos or havoc at the Pooram venue was the result of egotic actions of a couple of police officials cannot be believed. That has to be dismissed completely. Now, what was the motive? What could have been the motive? Anyway, the left government is responsible because police is directly under the chief minister. He cannot wash his hands off. If he says that the police acts without his consent, it means he has failed as a home minister, and it is only relevant, pertinent that he resigned as home minister and handed the portfolio to someone else who can manage the police. So one cannot believe that. We need to view this incident against the backdrop of certain events that happened in the previous years. At least during the last couple of decades, the left have been interfering in festivals and even day-to-day rituals of temples in many places. In 2018-19, that happened at Sabarimala. The result was a violent agitation throughout Kerala. Why are the left intervening in temple customs when they know that it could provoke Hindus and work against them in or damage their prospects in elections? Now, many people say that there are people who think that the left will not do that because it could damage their prospects in elections. But this is because of our ignorance of the mindset of left parties. The left parties think that temples belong to upper caste and the rituals are also controlled by upper caste, and intervening in temples and disrupting temple customs will actually endear them to lower caste or subaltern groups of Hindus, and they do it as part of the social engineering. Again, the left sees temples as venues for creating Hindu identity. They don't like that. They know very well that creating a common identity for Hindus will lead to a situation when Sangh Parivar will gain from it. So they don't want that to happen. They don't want Hindus to become a homogeneous group. They want to divide Hindus into certain disparate groups, and that they know that will help them to gain influence or control over such groups. So this is the reason why against logic they try to intervene in temples. So they don't think that it will result in loss of votes. They think that it will help them to gain votes. There is another aspect also in the left psychology. They think that disrupting Hindu temple festivals will endear them to minorities. So that will also ensure the minority votes to them. So this is just a political act. Perhaps they are miscalculating, but they will continue it because they don't want Hindus to develop a common identity. They know that temples will emerge as a common place for all Hindus. They don't want that to happen. Now, specifically regarding Thrissur Pooram, for the last few months there have been several attempts to intervene in Pooram. For example, the Pooram exhibition ground, which is owned by Kochi Devasam Board, and there were certain attempts to raise the rent of Pooram exhibition ground so that it becomes very difficult for organizers, or the organizers actually raise money for Pooram by renting out space at the venue. So if the organizers have to pay a very high amount to Cochin Devasam Board and re-let it, it won't bring any profit to organizers, or nobody will come and take the space on rent. So by financially suffocating the temples or organizers of Thrissur Pooram, the left know that eventually it will give an opportunity to the state government to intervene and take control of entire Pooram activities. That way, the left will be able to control the proceeds and will prevent anything like display of photos of Ram Lalla and other activities. This is one of the aims. Now, the real estate value of the venue is also very important. The venue where Puram is being held is a very highly priced piece of real estate in Thrissur. Perhaps that is the costliest piece of real estate in Thrissur. Now the left actually wants the government to take over it. The left always thinks about intervening and taking over temple wealth. So they know that by encroaching there and taking over, seizing the wealth, it will give them complete control over temple activities. So there could be a hidden agenda there also. Now, from all the above said reasons, it becomes very clear that there is a hidden agenda, and it's not the simple or egotic acts of a couple of police officials that caused the entire situation to deteriorate. It could have been a pre-planned strategy, the finale of a pre-planned strategy, and they might have thought that the entire blame could be put on organizers for resulting in the chaos. But unfortunately for the government, things didn't turn out to their advantage. It seems that the BJP candidate Mr. Suresh Gopi, who took initiative to solve the issue, has gained the goodwill of devotees as well as even the common citizens of Thrissur. So things went out of their hand, and the government now wants to sacrifice two police officials. But even there, they are not very sincere. If they sincerely want to punish the officials, they would have requested the election commission to suspend those officials. They would have filed a case against commissioner for intervening or overreaching his authority. That has not been done. A transfer is nothing for an IPS official. He will get an official residence, official car, official driver, official facilities wherever he goes. So a transfer doesn't cause any harm. It doesn't mean anything to him. So the act of the government is just an eyewash. The government actually wants to create a smoke screen. The real aim of the government, it seems, is seizing temple assets, intervening in temple customs, disrupting temple activities, and eventually taking control of temples with a political motive. The motive is clearly political. There is no doubt about that. Many organizations have called for a judicial inquiry. Let us see if the government orders a judicial inquiry. Let's wait for some time. So meet you with another topic next time. Till then, goodbye.